Here we are. All right, let's see how we're doing here. There we are. All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Trying to find out what the speed is here, so if I need to change any settings, I can do so. But so far, so good. Let me see here. Yeah, so far, so good. All right, good deal. So let's give it a few seconds. Let some people come in. Hadn't planned on streaming today, but you know what? I'm so busy. I just figured I might as well squeeze it in. I was thinking today, the reason that I started streaming is I started thinking today, what am I going to do? What are the things I'm going to do that I want to do once this is over with and it's possible to go out and go anywhere you want, do anything you want again without any hindrances? Yeah, speed seems to be very good. All right. Hopefully everybody can hear me and see me all right. I don't know how many people. We got 14 people. Do me a favor before we get started. If you like the channel, you like the stream, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Right now it looks like the Thai baht is 32.93 to the dollar. So it's creeping up to the 33 mark, which is fantastic. 43 is the air quality index. I'm wondering how if it does go up to say 33, 34, 35, if that's going to make people, if that's going to entice people to come here because they'll think, oh, well, we get more value for the money. I don't know. I don't know if anything is going to entice anybody to go travel if they don't want to travel right now. It is rainy right now, although it's just a light drizzle. 82 degrees, high of 86, so another cool day, low of 79. 50% chance of rain. It's going to rain all day. 82% humidity. The feel like temperature is 91, and the wind is southerly at 6 miles per hour. Visibility, as always, 6 miles. They always give that as the standard visibility. So I don't know if Longhorns is going to be here. I think he might be indisposed, if you will. He might be a little bit busy. There is a slight chance that Chucky will be in today. Maybe Soy Dog Cowboy. Don't know. Haven't heard from either. This is a real impromptu stream. I don't know why. We could talk about whatever anybody wants to talk about today. I want to try to keep it positive because it's very easy to be negative right now and to concentrate on the negative. So good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. So that's why I was thinking, like, okay, so when this is all over, where is the first place you're going to go? Yeah, we got some issues. Always have issues with these software programs. Usually minor, but I don't know why they do that. I guess there's a little blip in the system, and then it disconnects you and then reconnects you. I don't know how it works. Anyway, a lot of things going on. 119 people dead supposedly from or COVID related. I don't know how they phrase it, how they can phrase it properly. 119 COVID related deaths in the past 24 hours. 14,260 infections, which is down a little bit from the day before, but not much. The deaths is the highest number of deaths ever in Thailand. So I don't know how I can get around this. I mean, I could just ignore it. But they're talking about opening up all these other places, in Thailand, and letting the tourists come in. And I just find it, I think it's really I don't want to say it's in poor taste, because I understand this is a money-making thing. People need money to survive. But their screw up, the government's screw up, and they're lagging on getting these vaccines has really put everybody in a bad place. I just don't understand how they did it. And now you got all these people, they're like, oh, try to come to Thailand. It works out to about 400 people a day right now in Phuket, and that's not necessarily all tourists. Is it 400? 500 people a day. So in 3 months, you're talking about 45,000 people. 45,000 out of 129,000. Now, I mean, 45,000, all right, listen, they're going to make some money. I don't know where their projection came from. But Samui is doing poorly. So I don't know what is the purpose of all this? And they're talking about these 10-year visas and everything like that. And I just saw another video about it, and there's no opinion given on it. My opinion is that they just need to get people coming here. I don't know. I'm not an investor. I'm not, a big entrepreneur, obviously. I'm a YouTuber now. I've done other things too, but I just think about it and I think, listen, if I had a bundle of money, would I come to Thailand? I don't know. Maybe, it depends on how much I had. If I had $100 million and all I had to do is pay, say, $500,000 to come here and have a 10-year visa so that I could just run in and out whenever I wanted, and I have a little piece of property, okay, yeah, I do it. But I don't think there's that many people that have $100 million. Now, if you got like $3 million, I don't know that I would do it. I'd probably go somewhere a little more stable politically, medically, and that's just the way I think, and I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. It's not like I'm going to run away from here. And there's so many things I love about this place, but I think really if you're in a place that's a decent place, it could be Mexico. There's a lot of things to love about Mexico. There's a lot of things to love about Panama. There's a lot of things to love about Ecuador, about Vietnam. There's a lot of things to love about these countries. So I think it's about where you are. And it's kind of like, listen, you're a single guy. Let's say you're a single guy. You're 35. You're in Thailand, and you're staying here for 2 years, at least 2 years. You might hook up with a Thai girl, and you might just go, wow, she's fantastic. It's the best thing ever. But if you're in Vietnam, you might have the same thing happen. So I don't know, in Thailand, you cannot own property or land, although there are ways around it, a little bit iffy, like you can have the lease where you can do it for 30 years and, but you can do it, but like, why do you want to own a piece of land for 30 years? I don't know how it works with the 10-year visa, but if you only have a 10-year visa, why are you going to get a piece of land that maybe you're going to, I don't know, would you build a house on it? Would you put a business on it? What would you do? Because if you're going to own a piece of land, you don't want to be reliant on always having that visa. Although I guess if you got plenty of money, it doesn't matter. I don't know. So, I mean, I see both sides with this thing. I was really thinking about it at first. I thought, oh, man, they're always trying to get the really rich people to come here. This is not a really rich place to come. This is not Monaco. This is not Cannes. This is not Switzerland. This is not Luxembourg. even, Costa Rica is a higher end place than this. Takes more money. So I don't know why they're trying to do that. Why not go to, and I've been seeing it more and more now, is Malaysia. Malaysia's a hot spot. Now, obviously, we're not talking about right in the middle of this COVID situation. But why, if you were, this is the thing, I don't have this kind of money, so I don't really know what it would be like to say, hey, I'm going to sock away $750,000 throughout Thailand, and I've got $2 million in the bank. I'm worth $2 million. I'm going to put, almost, a little bit more than a third of that into the system. I don't know. So I'm curious to know. That was another thing that I'm curious about is, will they get away with that? Will that work? Because I don't think it will. But then maybe, obviously there are some things that I don't know. I don't have this kind of money, so it's not even really for me to, I can't really think about it because I don't have that money. Now, if I had the money, I'm thinking I would not. I would go somewhere else. There are other places that you can go. So I don't understand. What I'm trying to get at is, what is the allure aside from, hey, I want to come and get laid and run around at the bars and maybe, taking a few sites. You can, if you really want, you can get laid in any country. Not with the ease you can do it here in Thailand when things are open. But not everybody wants to go to bars and deal with some girl who's a bar girl and listen to her. And, especially if you're the kind of guy who's got a bunch of money, and you're used to a different set of social circles, we'll say. You don't want to be going there hanging around, this is what I've seen. I know a few people that have come here and they're like, they would rather find a girl that maybe they took care of on the side or something like that, but she wasn't some girl working in a bar. This is just how it is. It's not that I'm against, anybody going to the bars or whatever, by no means. Good morning, everybody. So I'm interested in knowing. And Andy, you say any country that lets me in without quarantine, I'm there. Can you even leave Australia? I don't know, how difficult is it for you to leave? And then the other thing is, well, I don't know. I guess I think if you're in Australia and you really want to get out of there, then you'll go anywhere. Like for me, I've been sitting here and, going outside in my little neighborhood for so long now. I would really want to think, I would really want to think about where I'm going to go internationally before I actually took a trip. It wouldn't be just, I'm going to run out and go anywhere. I just couldn't do that. Not for me. Let me see something here. Assuming if you're interested. All right, so let me see if I can get Chuck in here. Chucky, if you're listening, I will send you a link through line. Chucky may come here and liven things up a little bit. I won't be streaming tomorrow, that's for sure. Because tomorrow we have Longhorns coming over for a nice brunch and fight. Let me see here. There you go. There you go, Chucky. There is your link. He just wrote me and he said, wow, before his television show, Anthony Bourdain had never traveled and never cared about traveling. I did not know that. Pretty interesting to know that. He became such a prolific traveler. Let's see here. Now, one thing here that does worry me a little bit is that this guy here, what's his name? Director General Samsak Ankasin asserted that in a recorded message that the COVID-19 situation here in Thailand could continue for just a few months or drag on for another year. He said many factors will affect our future and the future of the COVID-19 pandemic within the borders. If handled well, he believes the COVID-19 could be wrangled under control in about 3 months or possibly as little as 1 month. If improperly handled or more problems and obstacles surface along the way, COVID-19 pandemic could stretch on for another year. Well, I just saw that they signed another contract for Moderna. Well, that's why I'm streaming here, Carlos. I'm trying to think of things to do, and while I have things to do, it's kind of like, well, I did that yesterday, and the day before, and the day before, and the day before. But this guy's saying that we could be in for it here for another year, and I know several people that have already said I'm picking up and leaving. One guy messaged me last night and he said, he's got to square everything away. He's got, the guy's been living here for like 5 years, and he's got to pick up. And he's not one of these guys who lives in a tiny little place and he has nothing, and he just, is going to pick up his bag and he's going to go back to, he's going to have a suitcase and a backpack and he's going back to where he came from. He's not one of those kind of guys. He's going to need a storage container. So it's just another, it's just one more thing that this pandemic has done to people. It's made everything inconvenient and a huge pain in the ass. Well, I have the Sinovac, and I'm supposed to get my second shot on Tuesday, and then they just signed the thing for Moderna, and they're getting 5 million doses. Here's the thing. The numbers to me don't really add up. 5 million doses of Moderna that are supposed to come in the last quarter of this year or the first quarter of next year. Okay? You got 1.5 million doses of Pfizer. And then you got another 20 million doses of Pfizer that's coming at the end of the year, beginning of next year. So let's say that that's 26, just for ease, 26 million. That's 13 million people. Right now, there's only 5.5% of people are totally vaccinated, and I believe it's 17% of people that are vaccinated with one shot. So if you do the math, they still have a long way to go. And this is what really worries me, is that it's so slow. People are just going to keep dying and going into the hospital, and there's just all these lockdowns and people losing their businesses. And, I know Carlos knows, I know Robert Patia Bob, he knows. And I got to tell you that there were 2 instances. I got 2 messages yesterday. One place, the place where they live, said, if this continues, if these numbers continue and they worsen, we are just going to completely shut down the condo, and everybody just has to leave. I think that was Nile in Thailand. Everybody has to get out. Now, I don't know what contingency plans there are for the people that have already paid and they don't know where they're going to go or anything like that. Another one, it's like, if you want a guest to come into your condo, they have to test when they come in. So I don't know if that means if they're fully vaccinated, they don't need to test or whatever, but no guests allowed in your condo. So what kind of, I know they're trying to be safe, okay? But I just don't understand it. I mean, the way that they're going about it doesn't seem logically to fit. It just doesn't work. Let me see here. Planning another food distribution for next week, trying to keep my mind busy. Yeah, I've heard that, out there, it's people are lining up to get their food, and it's not the government giving them food. So this is a thing and this is one reason why aside from the fact that they gave me the Sinovac, I mean, listen, they gave it to me. They didn't charge me anything. I was more than willing to pay for Moderna or whatever. But I figured in my position, I should probably just get what I could. It's about the Thai people get very little. My wife said, I'm very surprised. I'm probably going to get 2,500 baht from the government. And you know what she's going to do? She's going to go out and buy a bunch of food and give it to the people on the streets. Because we're not in that bad of a way where we are struggling for food. So that, they're doing a little bit. But honestly, I don't know that they're doing enough. Could they do more? Yes, I think so. Yes, Carlos, no problem. In fact, that would be great. It's not logical to travel for fun at the moment. People these days don't seem to realize how serious the situation it is or how problematic it is to travel. Yeah, and this is the thing too, is that there are checkpoints around the country, and some places, there's a checkpoint and the guy's not there. He's out taking a dump and there's nobody else, or he's meeting with a superior or something, and there's not a whole lot of people, or they're just letting people go through. But many times they're going to stop you, and all it takes, this is the thing, the inconvenience, all it takes is them to go, you're positive. And what happens if you're in a car with your family? All of you are quarantined now. So it's not a good time to be trapped. That's why I'm not going out. And when I go out, it's going to be because I'm fully vaccinated, and probably I'm going to get a booster if it's possible. A booster with Pfizer or Moderna, I mean, I do want to go out, and I've been wanting to go out and take my camera out, and I'm still part of the photo agency. It didn't stop just because I didn't go to, I'm not going to Hong Kong anymore. So I will probably go out, but I want to be fully vaccinated. And, my kids, they still haven't got word from their schools. They're talking about it now. They're getting messages saying we're still working on it and that kind of thing. But, I'd like them to get vaccinated. I'm not one of these anti-vaxxers. I don't think, my arm is going to be attracting metal and metal is going to be sticking to my arm. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're tracking me. And if they are, they could track me many other ways anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Well, this is part of the issue, is that this is the thing. You're coming here, and if you're in a plane and one person tests positive, guess what? Your vacation is over, at least for 2 weeks. And not everybody has the resources. Your age is an issue. Why? How old are you, Carlos? I mean, my age is an issue too, because I'm not 60, and I'm not 65, and I'm not 75. But I just took what I could get, and I wanted to get the AstraZeneca, but they didn't have enough available. So 48, yeah. You're like Longhorns, but he's already vaccinated. I know a lot of people, several people, who are like, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm going back to the U.S. There's some other people going elsewhere, but they're going back just specifically to get vaccinated. They don't want to wait around for months, and I don't know what I believe at this juncture. I don't believe that it's all hype. That's what I will say. But I also don't believe it's a big conspiracy. Well, what I do believe is that if you get vaccinated, you're going to have a better chance of staying alive. And for me, that's okay. I'm not ready to go yet. I don't want to go because of some virus that emanated from China. I don't want that to happen. And I certainly don't want to infect anybody here at my house. We have basically been in lockdown, pretty strict lockdown here for a couple of weeks, especially the kids and my wife. And when I say strict, I mean, I've stopped going to the grocery. The kids don't really go out other than outside in our fenced-in area. A lot of it is just because we don't want to take a chance on having to go through all the problems. And of course, we don't want to take a chance that something happens. For some reason, one of them gets really sick and it is serious. So, this is the way it goes. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think I would come here as if you are getting where's Gennaro right now? Gennaro, I know you're thinking about coming over here and you want to retire here. I would say get that plan B ready. Not that this place won't be a great place to come. It depends on what happens once they get through this. Yeah, Carlos. Who wants to go that way, It's really ridiculous. And then they've made it so political around the world. I can't even look. I mean, I look at Twitter and I know already. Prepare yourself. Don't get too freaked out because Twitter is about news mainly and, little memes and things like that. But for the most part, it's about news. Like I'm connected to a lot of news organizations, photo organizations. And I get all kinds of things. And I have to really prepare myself. And Facebook, the other day I talked about it where they brought up PETA UK. And I don't mind, PETA when it comes to being kind to animals and not harming animals. You shouldn't do that. But listen, when it comes time to, eat beef or a pig, you're going to eat pork, you're going to eat chicken, you're going to eat animals, fish. I'm sorry. I know there are a lot of people out there that are vegan or vegetarian and they think that's the way to go. Well, good for you. And you can say, well, look at you. You're not thin. You're overweight and you're big. Well, I've always been big. Always. I've always been a big guy. I don't give a shit. That's the thing. This is my body type. I've always had big shoulders, and I was thin in the waist when I was younger. Now I'm more thick in the waist. I look like a barrel. And that's the way it goes. But I've tried. I think to myself, what am I going to eat? Oh, I'm going to eat a replacement of this and that. And I understand they make meat replacements now, but my point is that I get these messages from PETA saying, please, consider the cow and his feelings once you're going to eat him. I don't give a shit about the cow's feelings. I mean, I don't. You think a lion would give a shit about my feelings when he came over to eat me if I was walking out in the savannah in Africa somewhere? And the thing came over and he's looking at me and he goes, lunch. It's the same thing. And, you can bring up the slaughterhouse and all that other kind of stuff, but I've already been there, done that. Yeah, it's not pleasant. But I want to eat. My wife went vegetarian a while back and she couldn't continue with it. She's like, it's so hard to find things that I want to eat. We have a special, I don't know if Longhorns is listening. He might be a little involved right now, if you know what I mean. But we have a special meal for him tomorrow. We have a curried shrimp. We also have a pork omelet. And what else are we going to make? Oh, the pad krapow. Pad Scott. That's what we're going to have. And then we're going to also have some of that, I forget what kind of pork it is, some German pork, really, really good stuff. So yeah, we have a big day tomorrow, cooking day. Let me see here. What happened? What's going on here? Chucky's all over the place. Listen, Chucky is going to be in Greece. He's going to be in Greece, and he's also going to be in Italy in about 3 weeks. And he is going to be streaming for us at some point, assuming we can hook up and get the times right. We might do an evening stream here. We might do it a little bit earlier. I'm not sure yet. But he will be streaming from Greece and also from Italy. So that's great. Yeah, Schlonghorns is a little bit busy. If I remember correctly, I don't really remember, I don't keep track of everything he's doing, but I know he doesn't have all that much to do. So, he does have a few things that he's working on, if you know what I mean. You gotta try to stay busy here. That's why I'm streaming this morning. It's not necessarily any other reason than that. I mean, seriously, it's not. I'm not trying to drum up business for my T-shirts. It's not because I'm going to make big money off my streams. At this point, it's like sometimes it's something to do. That's what it is. Usually, I'll plan things out or whatever. And this morning, I finished. I made myself a nice little tomato and onion and garlic omelet. And afterwards, I thought to myself, I have a few things to do today, but you know what? I don't want to do them right now. I need to wait a little while until everybody wakes up here. So that's why I'm here. But you could click thumbs up. That would be good. Thumbs up, Bangkok. Yeah, Greece, Mexico. And we're here for you. Well, I'm happy you are. There are some people that I am very happy that they are here. Rick, you are one of them. Thank you for joining us. So, yeah, Gennaro, I would think I would really consider, take a look at Thailand and see how it does post-COVID. And also, the election is coming up in, I think it's 2023, and see what happens with Prayu. I would take all those things into consideration before I finalize the move to come here. That's just me. I'm not saying everybody's going to follow what I say. And I'm here. I'm not about to just pick up and run away because things are a little bit rough here. I've been through, like I said yesterday, several coups. I don't know how many, like 4. And it never had a problem. And I worked 2 as a journalist, photographed them and got a little bit of guff one time. But other than that, and once I got through, it was no problem. But originally it was like, no, you can't come here. I'm like, yes, I can. Look, I have my card. I'm allowed to come. No, you cannot. Yes, I can. But other than that, it wasn't all that bad, But this place is on edge, and hopefully that things will. Hopefully, you know what I'm really hoping? I'll tell you what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that the people, the numbers start getting higher for the vaccinations, and then the vaccines start coming in. October's a long way off, really. It's another couple of months away. A lot can happen in that time. I don't think the lockdowns really work, although I think what does work is making sure that people socially distance and they wash their hands. Listen, you should wash your hands all the time anyway. You go take a crap. The last thing you want to do here in Thailand, if you go take a crap and you're spraying yourself with the bump gun, is to just walk right out. Give yourself a wash, man. I mean, come on. Nobody wants to shake your pooey hands, you know. So I mean, I think everywhere it behooves people to wash their hands. The one thing that we've learned from ancient times is that if you're a filthy motherfucker, you're more prone to infection and disease, you know. And think about the old days when all the crappers were lined up and you were sitting there crapping right next to your buddy or across from some chick. Those, you know, that's how it was in the old days, and it wasn't all that long ago. So, it's a dance, isn't it? Phnom Penh is 50% vaccinated. Wow. You know, we talked about Cambodia yesterday, and I did do a video a couple of days ago or something about the $1,500 a month, and you could live in certain places on the beach. And one of the ones that they said was, I think it was Sihanoukville, but they said Cambodia. There are places on the beach in Cambodia where you can live, and you can live for $1,500 fairly easily. You can live in Thailand off of $1,500 if you want to. I'm going to do a video about, you know, again, about the budget for here. I do like more money instead of less. Nobody wants to say I'm living off of $600 a month. It would be very hard for me just to take care of our family 100%. It'd be damn near impossible. We would really have to cut back a lot to be able to take care of the whole family without working. Now, I used to do that when I was in boxing and when I was working as a journalist. You know, but that was some time ago. Things have changed. Things have changed in the way that you get paid for certain articles and things like that. And it was always a pain in the ass to get paid when I was a journalist. It was, you're a freelancer. You know, it's not like you're getting a monthly check or you know, every twice a month you're getting checks. That's not how it worked. And some places would be like, oh yeah, checks in the mail or something like that. And I'd be like, okay, you said that a month ago. You said that 2 months ago. You know what I mean? But fortunately, we're in a better place now. We're in a different place now, and a little bit better place now. And I think that to have more money, especially as a single person, because you don't have that support system. You don't have a lot of people to fall back on. I think more money is better. If I drop food on the ground, I pick it up and eat it. Going to keep my immune system working. Well, there's that 5-second rule, which I've heard that scientists have said that 5-second rule should not apply, but many people, myself included, think unless I'm dropping it on a pile of dirt, I'm not going to eat it. And even then, if I'm really hungry and I'm in a bad way, I'll eat it. I've eaten some pretty bad things in Cambodia and also in Myanmar, and I don't know about Nepal. Where was the other place? Guyana. There's some questionable food. Colombia had some fantastic chicken. I didn't have any problems with the food there. But Cambodia is coming up. Where I'm really interested in seeing what happens is Vietnam. And also Cambodia. Cambodia is far more built up than, if you watch some of the first videos when I was going to Cambodia all the time. Cambodia is much, much different now, and it's much more built up now than it was back then. $1,500 in Cambodia it's just like Thailand. You know, they're pegged to the dollar there. So $1,500 a month, I mean, you can live okay, but it ain't going to be, you're not living high on the hog. You would live better here on $1,500 a month than in Cambodia, in my opinion. Maybe if you were out somewhere like Sihanoukville or some little village or Battambang or, you know, some smaller city, it might be different. But I mean, you really want a nice apartment there. You got to pay $300, $400, $500. I'm talking about with security and all that kind of stuff. And I know guys who had security in Cambodia, they still got jumped. They still got robbed, you know, which is a bit more of a problem there than it is here, at least for now. Who knows what's going to happen here if things go south, further south. You know, I've heard of people that back when the crash came, I don't remember what that year was, but you know, the economic collapse here. I heard of people that were getting robbed by Thai taxi drivers, and the taxi drivers were going, "Quote, but I don't have any money. You know, I have nothing. I'm sorry. My children cannot eat," and that kind of thing. You know, we live good on $2,500 a month here. Yeah. Vietnam is a nice place, Jannar. The only thing that I would say about Vietnam, and it parallels Thailand, is you're never quite sure about the government and if they're going to flip-flop a little or just change some rules. Just like you see now, you see about people and how, you know, some people are not able to renew their visas and that kind of thing. They want people out. They don't want as many foreigners here. And it wasn't all that long ago when, you know, it was you were not allowed to go with a Vietnamese woman. You know, it hasn't been all that long. So you got to keep these things in mind. And I've really been researching this a lot, and there are a lot of places. And you know, I'm not one who loves Malaysia. I've only really been to Kuala Lumpur, and I think there's one, Penang, and that's it. And I wasn't all that fond of it, but I didn't spend much time there. So I didn't really give it a chance. I didn't go to any of the beaches. And, you know, I was going to go that one time, and I didn't feel like crossing the border and all that. Probably a good thing I didn't. But Malaysia's got a really good reputation now, and it's growing and growing. And, you know, the thing about Singapore is very is small. And it's a very strict place. I mean, so is Malaysia in some ways, but that can work to your advantage. You know, you're not supposed to be carrying around a taser. I don't believe it's legal here to carry a taser around. Or there's a certain, I forget what the length of knife is, because one of the knives that I have a few knives, and one of the knives I have is, you know, it's illegal to carry it. Technically, I'd say the better thing to carry when it comes to dog attacks is one of those retractable batons. Because anytime I had a problem when I was on my walk, once I had a stick, I just wrapped it on the ground, and it immediately makes the dog stop. You know. And it gives you a little distance, where a taser, it's like, okay, the dog jumps on you and he tries to grab you by the throat, and then you tase him. He's probably going to go down, depending on where you get him at. But, you know, by then he could have ripped your throat out. I don't know. I like the stick and that. I think mace, I think you can carry mace. I think you can. I really liked Vietnam. I just don't know that it would be a place I'd go to live, you know? Yeah, Thailand, here's the thing. And I have a video, and I'm still contemplating whether I'm going to put it up. It's not really a video, it's an audio thing. I want to start doing this more often. Instead of me just sitting there in front of the camera and talking to the camera, I really want to just do like more of a podcast thing where I just put up a picture or some video, and I just talk about whatever I'm going to talk about. Because it's much easier for me to do it, and it's a lot less time consuming, and it's just a pain in the ass sometimes to edit stuff, even if I'm just sitting in front of the camera. But anyway, it's about how Thailand of the old is gone. And the big thing, it's not that I don't like Thailand, but the big thing is that the Thai government has become so inconsistent with policies geared towards foreigners. There's a lot of inconsistencies, and you know, like I always say, they throw stuff on the wall and they want to see what'll stick. And also, it's relatively unstable. Say what you will, but that's the big thing about investing. If I was investing, I want to be somewhere where it is very stable. Well, you don't have to worry about, the government taking over and you're going to lose half of your money because the value of the currency drops like a rock, you know. Yeah, I haven't had any problems with dogs for a while, but yeah, I mean, I like dogs, but I'm not opposed to doing what I have to do because I know how some of them are here. And, a lot of people go, oh, so nice, those dogs. Oh, no, they're not so nice. They're street dogs. A lot of them are hungry, Yeah, because a stray dog. Yeah, and that's the other thing. They cause all kinds of little problems like that. So you got to be careful. I mean, I don't have a stick. I don't carry around a retractable baton. And if a pack of dogs came to me, I'd be in trouble, If it's one dog, it depends on the dog. And even one dog can cause you a lot of grief, Depends on the kind of dog. If it's a Chihuahua, you're probably just going to, you're not going to have many problems. But if it's some kind of a German Shepherd, Doberman, Rottweiler kind of dog, then you're going to be in trouble. And, it's sad, but the people here, for all the people that really care about their animals, there's always people that don't, They'll just let them, when they get tired of them, throw them out on the street. They can't afford to or whatever, and they throw them out on the street, whatever it is. Let me see something here. Ooh, what is this? Oh, today's what? The 24th. Okay, so now here's another one. Thailand's very own mRNA vaccine will be ready for use by the end of the year. I mean, I just don't have a lot of. I'm sorry, but I don't. This is the other thing. I don't have a lot of faith in, and I should, because one of the things that. Well, let me slow down here. I don't have a lot of faith in new Thai products. Thai-only products that they make from scratch. They're making this vaccine. I don't know if it's from scratch or what it is. But I don't have a lot of faith in their own vaccine. I don't really want their vaccine. I want a vaccine from another country, not China either. I didn't want the Chinese vaccine, but I don't want a booster to be from Thailand. So anti-lockdown protests are being enacted. Nowhere to be seen on the media channels as anybody who's covering it. Anti-lockdown protests. Well, I don't know where you're talking about. I mean, I know there's a lot of in Australia people are pissed off, and I don't know the scientific data on some of this stuff. In some places, I think, okay, some people, and I'll tell you what, in Thailand, people don't listen. I got messages from numerous people. Well, I'm going to go here. Do you think it's okay if I go do this or go do that? I want to go here. And I hear about other vloggers who are going and traveling, and they're going from, say, I'm not giving any examples, and I'm just using this as an example. But say they're driving from Krabi to over to Renong or something like that. They're crossing provinces so that they can go and stream or make videos or whatever. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. That's, in my opinion, right now, the best thing to do. This is just my opinion. Listen to what the government says. I don't always agree with them, and I don't particularly like this particular government and the attitude that they have. Like, I didn't like the whole filthy foreigner thing and that mentality. But the bottom line is, if you listen to what they say and you do what they say, then what's their next move? We did what you said. Now what? If you don't do what they say, then they can say, we're going to do a Wuhan-style lockdown. And they're already doing it. You already got places where they're going, no, you can't have any guests here. They're going to have to test if you want the person to come in. So, if you started releasing a series of audio-only videos, you could definitely pump out. Like, I don't pump out enough content already. I mean, really, like, I almost pump out something almost every day. It's like I can't pump out anymore. I want less, not more. What I need is more subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, please click the subscribe button. If you're not a member of the YouTube channel, please hit the join button down below the window there. If you're not a Patreon patron, do that. If you don't have a shirt, I got other shirts. I'm waiting for my new shirts to come in. And I like those. I like this one too, but I really like the new shirts where they just have a round emblem over your chest. It's not so, in your face, so to speak. For every one person that cares about animals, 9 unquestionably do. Well, I wonder why they're unfriendly and paranoid in Vietnam. Maybe it's because people are eating them. In Sydney and Melbourne, there's anti-lockdown protests. I think most Thais think rules are there to be broken or to go around. I think a lot of Thais will just go along with the government for as long as they think what the government is doing is right. Once they think the government's not doing the right thing, then they will do whatever they want. And it hasn't got to the point where, the John Q. Citizen or Somchai Q. Citizen, Somchai Citizen or whatever is out, running the streets, doing whatever he wants, not wearing masks and running around telling the police to piss off or anything like that. It hasn't gotten to that point now. Although the protesters are starting to get more vehement about getting rid of the prime minister. I don't know if there's going to be another. Protest this weekend. I haven't heard anything about it. What's my opinion of cryptocurrency as a retirement fund? I think you better diversify if you're going to get into cryptocurrency. I mean, maybe it'll go up in the end, but maybe it won't. So I just said it in the video that I put up today. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, which is why I say you better have a plan B and a plan C. And not everybody has the ability to have a plan B and plan C. Some guy wrote me the other day and he said, I got a Thai wife and we bought our house. I don't have any options. You do. You do have options. You leave your house behind. You leave somebody that you know and you tell them, hey, you can stay here. You make sure, as long as you have the note for the land and everything, the cha note, you come back, you decide you want to come back, you come back and get the house. Either that, you sell the house, you rent it out, you do whatever you got to do. But there are options if you really want to. And, listen, I'm not saying that there are options that I like or this guy would like or anything like that. I'm just saying there are other options. Well, see, I like the Jocko approach, which is you just do what you have to do in order to go on with life. And that means for me, I don't want to go to the mall Bangkok to go to the grocery store and walk in and fight with the guy who is watching everybody who comes in, or fight with the girls in Starbucks when they're open, or fight with people in the grocery because I don't have my mask on. It's so much easier. Just put the mask on and go in and get it done. And then you don't have to spend all the time answering all these people's comments. I'm just one of these people. I want to be left alone. And, back in the United States, people would come up to me, and in my head, I'm thinking, what the fuck does this guy want? What do you want? What is it? And if I see a guy here in Thailand, and the guy comes up and he's got that I'm a tout look. Hello, my friend. I'm just like, no, you're not my friend. I'll say hello and I'll walk away. But if the guy, oh, my friend, no, hey, let's understand something. I'm not your friend. I got things to do. I'm out of here. See you later, buddy. Nice to meet you. That's it. I don't want to be bothered. Just leave me alone. Yeah, I'm a celebrity. If I was truly a celebrity, I'd be making a couple $1,000,000 a year, at least a couple 100,000. I've been watching your new 10 to 15 minute video. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you, Jimmy James. let me go on here. Here's the open letter from AstraZeneca to the people of Thailand. I don't know if I want to hear this. Let's see here. I just want to go on and on and on. Let's see here. All right, so they're very careful about what they say in this article. Okay. All right. Well, let me read this, at least read some of this. This will be an open letter to the people of Thailand. Dear friends in Thailand, as AstraZeneca's representative here, I see the challenges that all of us across the country face in the battle against COVID-19 and want to explain what we are doing here to help. The rising number of confirmed COVID-19 Delta cases in Thailand concerns us all at AstraZeneca. We are in constant contact with the Department of Disease Control on the virus evolving impact, the virus's evolving impact, and how we can help the national vaccination program. I want to assure you that for us, there is no higher priority than manufacturing vaccines that can protect you and your loved ones as fast as possible. We will leave no stone unturned. Our vaccine is a biological product that starts with growing living ingredients. Its manufacturing is complicated. The number of doses in each is a harvested batch is never completely certain, especially in the early stages of a new supply chain. Even with that context, our projections show that in months with uninterrupted manufacturing, we can supply 5 to 6 million doses in Thailand. Now, if you remember, Anutin said, no, we need 10 million. We have to have 10 million. Like he was kind of like, this is what we need. You need to give it to us. By the end of July, we have delivered 11.3 million doses as part of our overall commitment to deliver 61 million to Thailand. As of now, we have delivered 9 million doses with 2.3 million to be supplied to the Ministry of Public Health next week. We are delivering in the fastest possible time frame. However, given the gravity of the Delta variant, we are leaving no stone unturned to accelerate supply further still. Together with our manufacturing partner, Siam Bioscience, we have initiated efforts to optimize the manufacturing process, and we believe that in months with good harvest, we will be able to deliver more. We're also scouring the 20-plus supply chains in our worldwide manufacturing network to find additional vaccines for Southeast Asia, including Thailand. A global supply crunch for COVID-19 vaccines and shortages of the materials and components required to produce the vaccine make it difficult to produce certainty today, but we are hopeful of importing additional doses in the months ahead. Now, I will say this. If you go to the grocery store here in Thailand, you'll notice there are some shortages. Certain foods are they're running out. And it's getting more difficult, and the prices are going up because of a lack of fuel and those kind of things. Jocko versus Poirier. Well, I mean, Jocko's an older guy, but he's a hell of a lot bigger than Poirier. I think if Jocko gets through Poirier's punches and kicks, I think Jocko would have a good chance of beating Poirier. I think if it was Khabib, that's a different story. I don't know. Jocko would get wrecked. I don't think Jocko would get wrecked, man. If this guy's like 245 pounds and he's solid as a rock. And I know that Poirier's he's not a little guy, and I think he was. You could see it in the fight against McGregor. He was much bigger and stronger than McGregor. His body type is different than McGregor's, and he holds the weight, and he could probably carry more weight and go up in weight a little bit. I don't know what the next division up would be, but listen, he's a professional fighter. Jocko is not, so that alone says something. Guys who are professional fighters, most of them, if you're going to talk about an average Joe, they're going to thrash the average guy. Jocko is not an average guy. He's in the jiu-jitsu. He's in the gym. He's in the dojo like almost every day. and he's rolling with people that are top notch. So I would dare say that if he gets Poirier to the ground, Poirier might have a few problems with him because Jocko's no slouch in jiu-jitsu, but also he weighs a lot more than Poirier. So be right back. Pizza delivery. 2014 format, you're the original and first YouTuber on All Tanks Kudo. Well, thank you very much, Jimmy James. Thank you. I'd like to get my numbers up. I'll be honest. The stream numbers have gone up quite a bit. It used to be at first, these streams, the average number was around 30 people, something like that. Then it went up to 40, 50. When I went over to Hong Kong, they got over 300. But they went down to, 50 a stream. Now, then they went up to around 75. Now they're up to around 100. Today's a impromptu, and it's not a usual day when I stream. And maybe people got things to do on a Friday night, Saturday morning, or whatever. So that's the way it goes. I never have understood, about the whole how certain people have a certain amount of subscribers and all this kind of stuff. And I think that some of it has to do with, me. It's my personality. A lot of people don't want to hear people who are outspoken. I talked about the other day about the guy, Nomad Capitalist. The guy is not outspoken in the least. He's very soft-spoken. He's very careful with his words. And he doesn't swear, which I've worked on that. I've cut my swearing down quite a bit just because you don't need gratuitous swearing. But he's a little more mainstream, and I think that those kind of people tend to get more subscribers. Guys like me, some guys do, some guys don't. It's just the way it is. But the numbers have been going up steadily in the last couple of months. They've gone up a little bit, But I mean, like, I'd at least like to hit. First, I'd like to hit 15,000. Then give me like 18 or 17.5. Then give me 20. Then if I hit 20, I'd be like, okay, now the next goal is 30. Well, 25 and then 30. But I'd like to at least hit 15,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, you don't have to click the notification, though. That's the Let's go back here. There we go. Yeah. It looks like it's working now. Hong Kong streams were epic. Yeah, Jannar, that those took a lot out of me, to be honest. I mean, looking back now, I think about it, those took a lot out of me. Those took a lot out of me. That long walk I did, the walk across Thailand, that actually took a bit out of me just because I was all over the place. I had no idea where to go. I didn't know that there was a certain way you say what they wanted to hear so that they would know what you're talking about. And, that was just a spur of the moment thing. With some things, you don't go to Kakabarazzi on the spur of a moment. You don't do something like that. And even Hong Kong was a bit spur of the moment. I knew a few people who spent a lot of time in Hong Kong and they helped me out. But I'd never been to Hong Kong when I went there. That was my first time when I went there. And then within a couple of days, they're shooting. Well, actually, the first night they were shooting tear gas and stuff. And I think I got pepper sprayed in the face the very first night. It depends on who it is and what we were doing, and right now, what am I going to do, what am I going to do? I'm going to do a cooking show with somebody else. I'm going to go to somebody's house and we're going to talk about Thailand or something. I mean, it just, we're in lockdown. You can say we're not, but I have other considerations than some guys who are just running around. And I know several. I don't know them personally. And there were a couple people that do things, and I'm like, you know what is that? What the hell's the guy thinking? Why is he going from province to province? How's he getting away with it? First of all, which I can understand, you can get away with it. You can go from. I could probably go to another province if I really wanted. Why would I do it though? So I can pay money to be in some freaking. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's not like I forget who it was that said it earlier. It's not really a good time to travel. That's an understatement. Cooking with Carlos. Listen, I'd be more than willing to go to Pattaya, but right now, being that it's a red zone, I don't know that I want to. I don't know. I want to. I want to go there. Especially when they're cracking down, like Carlos, I don't know if you heard, but earlier there were two guys. One of them is Pattaya Bob. And he was talking about how at his condo, people who come in have to get tested. They need to get tested. Yeah, they're in a deep red zone right now. And it's, they're getting a little bit more strict. And then there's somebody else, and I can't remember what happened, but they said that was Niall. And then there was somebody else besides him who's also said the same thing, that they're going to boot people out, and you're just going to have to find another place to stay. I don't know who the Queen of Pattaya is. I got no idea who that is. That's the other thing. I should be following some of these people, but I can't stand to watch the stuff most of the time. Hey guys, hey, I'm so and so, and now I can't even watch myself. Really. I don't watch my own videos. I watch them back. I listen to them, make sure I don't make any mistakes, any major mistakes or anything like that. And I don't say anything. I cut out the things that I know, hey, I'm going to get in trouble if I say that. But I can't watch I can't watch Thai stuff. Most of the time I'm just like, and tell me something else, now, if it was something like about, I am interested a little bit more in politics now. And I do, what happened to that book? Is it still over there? Yeah. I got a book on Thailand's political history and stuff like that. I like stuff like that. And learning things about Thailand and history and, the intricacies of the culture. But I don't need somebody to show me, hey, this is pad Thai. It's so wonderful. This lady makes it so great. I don't need to see that shit, Best streams, the mountain, running from the dogs in the morning walk, and the Hong Kong riots. Those dogs, man, that was memorable. And, the thing is I couldn't shoot video of it. But afterwards I went, I got to say something, because I was still shaking when I did the video. The thing that really scared me was that the ground was wet. It was raining. And so I was so scared I was gonna slip and fall, and the dogs were gonna jump on me. That was really. I did some like live streams in Cambodia. I thought were pretty good. I did some stuff in Myanmar, but a lot of stuff. I was like, back then I was like streaming on or shooting video on like an iPhone 3. Yeah, these are the kind of things. There's little bits of information that you can learn about Thailand that make it a little more, it puts you a little more in touch with the culture. You kind of go, oh, I didn't know that. Things that make you go, yeah, Klong Tui. Which, I was actually thinking about going back there again, but I want to be careful about how I do it. I want to be a little more careful than just walking through there. I need to really think about what I want to get out of shooting in there. Because, has the daily vids got more people? Yeah, they do actually. The numbers have been going up slowly, but they are increasing. After Hong Kong, the numbers decreased for a year. So I think a lot of people expected me to be doing that stuff all the time. I wish I could. I mean, you know, as much as I was nervous when I was there, um, I was, I liked it, you know. It's what I like to do. I like that kind of stuff, you know. Yeah, there have been more videos. You know, more people have been watching. The numbers have gone up steadily. You know, I mean, back in the day, I used to get hundreds of thousands of views on some of the videos. And I don't know if it's because I've done the streams or whatever else, and things have changed a little bit. The times have changed. I've changed, you know. Um, but also YouTube has changed and the algorithms have changed. And I don't know, I have no idea of knowing, you know, is there something that I do or say in the streams or in the videos that makes YouTube place me farther down? I don't know why, you know. Well, because I'm doing it on my laptop, and my laptop is a little older, so it's 720. I could do it on my phone and put it in 4K. But 4K is a pain in the ass, man. 4K is always, you know, this is the thing. Why would I do 4K right now? I need more space. It's more time consuming to edit. I'm not talking about a stream. I'm talking about videos. It takes a lot more time to edit. It takes a lot more time, a lot more space on your hard drives, which that costs money. You can upload it to the cloud or whatever, but you always want to have multiple backups. So the 4K, I mean, I could easily do the 4K, but I got to be prepared for it. So that's another thing, and all that costs money. You know, that's what it all comes down to. It all costs money. You know. Well, maybe you need to clear the change the settings. I don't know if it's showing 720, but you know, other than that, I don't know what to say. There's not a whole lot I can do. I can't change it to 1040, you know, and I'm or 1080 right now. And my hard drive with all my 4K got corrupted, and I lost all my videos. Wow, that sucks. Why'd they delete your channel, man? I didn't think your channel was like anything risque. It was all that risque or anything like that. It's not, you know. And this is another thing. I mean, I have everything backed up, but man, it's a huge pain in the ass to go through and get everything and re-upload. And I mean, I have some stuff uploaded, but it would be I'd have to download it again and put it somewhere else. The 1080 would be good, but again, I got to use my phone, and instead of using the front camera, I have to use the back camera, which means I have to turn it around. I have to set it up. I don't see anything on the camera. I still have to use my laptop. I mean, it can be done. The videos that I make are usually 1080 or 4K. I put some 4K stuff up, but the 4K on the, you know, it's all, there's a whole number of reasons. Now, the 4K, I may start doing the 4K again soon. I'll start shooting with my other camera, hopefully. What is this? I don't want to see that mug in anything more than 720. Actually, I set it at 480 just to be able to sleep at night. Aren't you busy right now, Longhorns, or did you finish already? Are you done already? That's what she said. He wishes. Listen, I don't know what those girls are going to do. I don't know, you know, if they're getting a salary while Starbucks is closed. I don't know how it works with them. You know, I think they'll be fine if this is just for, say, 2 weeks or 4 weeks that everything is shut down. But yeah, I mean, they're all off now. Anybody who works at a mall is shut down, aside from the grocery and the pharmacy. Well, this is what I mean. I'm not worried about 4K. You know, I'm really not. 4K is nice, and I may start doing it in the near future. It depends on the kind of videos I make. I don't really listen. I don't get it. I don't generate enough revenue to make it really. I mean, could I go out and really like make some really nice stuff where I just took my time and it took me like a month to make one video or two videos and they were really high quality and I had somebody help me and they just made it to be like much higher quality and the editing is much better than I normally do. The videography is much better. Yeah, I could do that. But then what am I going to get out of all that work? Is it going to generate all that many more views as opposed to just doing what I do now, which is walk around or go to a place and shoot video and edit the way I do? The content is what's important. Next is the quality. As long as the quality of the audio is good and the quality of the video is good enough for people to see, I think, and it's fairly clear, it doesn't make them go, ugh. Which is why I don't worry about it at this point. If it generated, if I made a couple of videos and I was like, wow, I made $4,000 off this video, and I made $2,000 off that, and I made $8,000 off that, well, then I would be really taking my time and working at it and trying to make things a lot better. But at this point, it's not really all that important. We're making sure that we get all the he can't even meet with them. They may be open before you split though. I don't know. Really depends. Depends on what they determine here, Yeah, well, my old walkabouts, I didn't have a gimbal, Jimmy James. Now I have a gimbal, and it works okay. Listen, if people, start becoming Patreon patrons, and people start joining the channel, and I start making a little more money, well, then maybe I'll buy more equipment. But until then, why would I spend a bunch of money on equipment when it doesn't generate that much for me? It's a business decision. Weekly I get a letter editorial, and weekly I got a letter editorial in the Tiger would drive subs. A weekly I got a letter editorial. Well, the other thing too, John, is I don't get that many letters anymore. Once I said, screw it, I don't want the letters, people stopped writing in. And, I'm not going to make up content. I just can't do it. People have told me I should do it, and I just can't. Yeah, a lot of people like that, Gennaro. I like it too, to be honest. That's what I like the most. I like that the most. I like that the most. And then stuff where I do that, and then I go like walk on the side of a mountain, or I'm getting shot at with, tear gas or, whatever it is, pepper spray, or you're in a place where, I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I went out by myself and I was streaming in Cambodia, and I went out on this lake, and I had to pay the guy something like $20 or whatever. And, he took me all around the lake, on the outside of the lake, and then in the middle, and he was hauling ass around, and I had the gimbal with the camera, and I was showing the camera, and, no, I don't want anybody making up content for me. Listen, I'm doing what you guys tell me to do what I want to do. I'm doing what I want to do for now. If people send, it doesn't work to just say to people, make up content for me. No, I don't want made up content. It's not real. I don't deal well in not things that are not based in reality. Been following your videos regarding the virus in Thailand. How are you looking at the coming 6 months there? Read at the Tiger that 3 months of semi-lockdown would affect the economy. Well, I've been saying that for a while. I mean, the economy's already been affected. It's, their GDP has dropped like 2 points already or something like that, 1.5. I'm not known for that, Jimmy. That's not the only thing I'm known for. See, that's the issue I have. I don't give a shit about those letters anymore. They're in the past. I don't look in the past. I want to look at the future. And I don't know how much longer I'll even be on YouTube. I mean, I might be on for a year. I might be on for 10 years. I don't know. It really depends on a lot of things, So, but as far as the next 3 months, listen, they're talking about in Bangkok that they might do the Wuhan style lockdown in 2 weeks because things have gotten so bad here. And what that means is you're not going to be going out anywhere. You're not out on the streets. And if you are, you're going to have a damn good reason for being on the streets. I stopped doing those chowderhead videos for a reason. I didn't want to do them anymore. I got sick of them. I got sick of dealing with idiots who don't even listen. I mean, what's the point of that? And it's like, what I find funny, Jimmy, really, think about something. You look at it like I'm the guy for the Send in the Letter show. I look at it much differently. And since it's my channel, I mean, I have interviewed people. I have walked around in different areas, not knowing what lies ahead of me. I have cooked things. I've traveled all over Southeast Asia, and done travel videos. And I've answered questions. And I've done these commentaries. So, I mean, it's not like I only do one thing. And that's the thing. I don't want to do one thing. If I could do one thing, it would probably be I traveled around like somebody like Rick Steves or what's that guy's name? Walter's World or something like that. And the other thing is that, like going to Klong Tui. I don't think people realize those people are stuck there. Most of them. When I go, I'm not stuck there. And I don't like going there. The place stinks. It's like it's a slum, man. Slums generally smell. It's dirty. It's filthy. The people are poor. They're fantastic people. But I can only do so much to help. So I go there. It's a depressing place for me. You understand? I don't go in there, and when I come out, I go, man, that guy was really cool. But he was yeah, okay, that guy's really cool. And then I think about the old lady who's 85 years old, and she's walking around picking up frickin' Pepsi bottles or whatever to try to make ends meet. That's what I think of. So I have to limit myself with certain things. It's like, you get too much of a good thing or too much of a bad thing or whatever, however you want to put it. Listen, it's just like I'm sick and tired of sitting inside all the time. I can go outside. I can go get a taxi and go somewhere. I can go down to Chinatown if I want. I can do it. Do I really need to? No, I don't. And I one of the things that I say in this thing that I did, well, that's the other thing is that some of them are going to be like, listen, if you want to interview me, you got to pay me money. Yeah, well, where's all that money coming from? They're going to want at least 1,000 baht. I mean, maybe they'll take 500. I don't know. But I'm not in it to make them money. I mean, it's nice that they could make money. But, I'm not in it to go and just because I want to hang out and talk to some bar girls. I'll be doing it. It's a full-on, it has to be like a job, It's like in Hong Kong, I wasn't there to have fun as much as, it was fun. It was icing on the cake that I had fun. There was some camaraderie. I met people and that kind of thing. But that's not why I was there, Yeah. I mean, I understand. I understand why people like it, you know? And so sometimes I read this stuff and I just go, sometimes I think this is complete bullshit. I look back and I go, this is not, it can't be real. And then sometimes I go, didn't this guy see this? He doesn't see the writing on the wall. How freaking stupid are you? You know, it's like if you give a chick your ATM card and you don't worry about getting it back for a week, and then you see that like every day for the last week you're missing 30,000 baht every day from your bank account. Well, how stupid are you? Why'd you give her the card in the first place? You know what I mean? Why don't you just go get the money yourself? Why would you give her the card? I mean, it's like that kind of mentality. It's like I'm thinking about making a video of how I cockroach proofed my condo. Yeah, we bought a cat. That's how we did it. We bought a cat. He's the cockroach killer. Scott's belittling, spiteful tone can be funny. Well, listen, I do that on camera because people, I don't know, because it is funny. And sometimes I think, it's just like, listen, it has to do with it's the same parallels, the U.S. government and how they deal with things, and the Democrats and how I view some of them or all of them, and the government here and taking care of getting the vaccines. This shit should have been done a year ago. Didn't they see the sign on the wall? Hey, we got a pandemic. Maybe we should be ready. Okay, let's figure it out logistically. Surely they have some minds that are capable of doing that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just, I can look at it both ways. I can look at it in a belittling, spiteful way, or I can look at it logically and, okay, so what's the reality here? What are we going to do? Like the guy who came into Starbucks and was talking about his girl that he was given, I don't know how much, 100,000 a month or something, and she wouldn't bone him. I'm like, so then what are you getting her money for? I mean, how does it take an expert to tell him that? No, it doesn't. That's what I mean. It doesn't take an expert. And the thing is, it's not like I'm so much smarter than everybody else. I'm not. How come I can see it, but some people don't? The people in charge, they don't. Maybe it's because they know something I don't know. Like, we can make more money if we don't do this, or we do this instead. Let's save some money because we're cheap. That kind of thing. In the meantime, you had 14,000 people who got this virus today in Thailand. 14,000, what is it? 265 or something. 119 people dead. And they're talking about it's going to last. It might last another year. Might last 3 months, might last another year. We're not sure. Yeah, I don't know. What? For 100,000, I would think about boning. No offense, dude, if you're listening, that the guy out there, but no, 100,000. That no. I don't know, man. I didn't see her the last time I was there, and yeah, I wonder, But they are still planning on leveling that place, and I don't know if that's put on the back burner right now for now. But they can't be doing well. I mean, but that's the kind of a place. Listen, it's the kind of a place. It's like going in a Bangladesh slum. When me and Chuck did that. Yes, there are nice people there. There are people that are nice simply because they're nice, which is great. But that doesn't make it the kind of place that I want to stay in. There's a reason why, people don't really want to live there. They'd like to go somewhere else and live. And that, to me, that's what it's like. I go there, and then it's like, all right, listen, I've been here like 4 or 5 hours. I want to get out of here. I've had enough, you know. And I could stay longer. I could, you know, but what would Chucky do about what? Oh, well, I don't know what he would do, and I don't want to even think about that. But as I said earlier, Chucky will be in Greece in the middle of August, and he will be in Italy after that, and we will have him on as a guest, and he will be outside doing his thing, showing us, you know, Greece and Italy. Maybe he can show us a plate of spaghetti from Italy. I don't know. Or a pizza. It's too bad he hasn't had Jono's pizza. He could tell us, does it rival Jono's? About topics for the channel. What do you mean? Topics as far as Greece and Italy, or what? What would Chuck do for topics for this channel now? I don't know. And I really, you know, I mean, I listen to him. Which is why he told me he wants to do something from Greece and Italy. Because, you know, I listen to him and he knows I think that's a good idea. Just like Times Square was a good idea. Listen, if you want to get one of those shirts, one of these shirts, you know, if you do, you get 20% off if you use the code FLM. I didn't say that earlier. So instead of being $25, the shirt is $20, and the shipping, if you're in the United States, the shipping is I think it's $3.99 or $4.99 for the shirt, not the mug. The mug is the mug's a little bit more expensive. Oh God, back doors can be tight. Do we have to talk like that? See, this is I created a monster on this channel. Really, I got too carried away with the Chowderhead videos. And then everything just has gone into the shitter from then. You know, I don't even take myself seriously. All right. Well, that's about. We don't need to know any more than that. Let me continue here with this one letter here. We want to finish this up. AstraZeneca is providing these vaccines at no profit during the pandemic because we believe that's the right thing to do. The immediate needs of the pandemic are too large for us to take on alone, but we will not rest until you are vaccinated. Since the start of this pandemic, you have shown the true heart and strength of Thailand. Polling suggests that over 1/3 of the people in Thailand have donated money, food, or supplies to support one another. We have witnessed remarkable solidarity within the community and across provincial borders. The battle against COVID-19 has been a marathon, but the one thing that will bring us closer to the finish line is running the race together, not just in Thailand, but also internationally. We in Thailand face an upsurge in cases today. Our brothers and sisters across ASEAN experience new lockdowns and rising fatalities also. New data from Canada shows that one dose of our vaccine is 87% effective against hospitalization or death caused by the Delta variant. The vaccines made in Thailand are of critical importance to our neighbors as much as they are to us here. We share the same goal. To end the pandemic, we need to manage virus levels everywhere. As the virus ignores borders, the acceleration of COVID-19 in neighboring countries is a threat to us in Thailand. This fight can only be won if we act together. Yours sincerely, James Teague, Managing Director, AstraZeneca, Thailand. I think it's good he put that letter out, for sure. I think it's great that he did that. Vaccine, smaxine. Been using the bum gun going in from the front instead of the back. Works better. How about just like kind of straight on with a tiny little angle backwards? I mean, listen, if I really wanted to do things on this, yeah, I mean, I've thought about that for a long time, Rick. And that was something that, Chuck and I went to Nepal together, and he said, wow, I learned about photography online. I think he had that. There's some website, not the master's website or something like that. He goes, but I see that you do a lot of things that they recommend. And I was like, okay. But he was interested. That's one of the reasons we went there, because he wanted to see how should he approach his photography. And honestly, I didn't get nearly as many photos that I wanted in Nepal, because one of the cameras I had was broke. It broke when I was there. Same thing in Vietnam. Freaking cameras, man. Live stream is taking on a whole new meaning now. Yes, it is. Any insight by the group into what happening? I think that they knew full well that that was in that laboratory. They knew what happened, and the U.S. government probably knew what happened as well. So, I'm just. This is why I've become apathetic about many things. And I think that, I forget who it was telling me the other day, and maybe it was Jono. When you get older, you learn that some things, there's just absolutely really no chance in changing certain things. So you don't even try. You don't even care about it anymore, because there's nothing you can do about it. And like where this came from, what happened, I really don't give a shit at this point. I don't care, because what does it do? It doesn't do anything. It's not gonna do anything for me. Gonna give me peace of mind. Oh, it was the Chinese government. It wouldn't surprise me if it was U.S. government either. So that's what I mean. What's important, what's not important. And if you're coming to, say, Thailand, and you plan on being single all your life, like you say, I don't care how great this girl is, she can stay with me. Maybe she can even live with me, but like, she better have her own money. She better have all this and that. I think that if as long as you say you're going to be alone, then you will always have a different set of issues as to somebody who, like I see these guys all the time. They tell me, oh yeah, I met this girl, I think she's the one or whatever. And then 2 months later, oh no, not that girl, I got another one. That's happened so many times with guys who message me and who write me in the chats and offline. So they don't know what they want. When you're young, you don't always know. Just stay single when you're young. If you're young and you're over in Asia, stay single, man. And then when you get a little bit older and you have sowed your oats, then hook up. Because why get married if you're not going to stay married? You know what I mean? And like, that's why, I waited until I was 32, 33. And I thought to myself, no, even longer than that, wasn't it? Let me think here. God. No, I was 36. I can't even do the math right now, but I think I was 36 or 35 and she was 21. But I'd already done my thing. I'd already run around, and I've never had the issues that people had in the United States. I was never married in the United States, nor did I want to be. Nor did I feel like it was at the right time in my life where I thought, okay, I'm ready. No, I want to have kids now. No, I didn't think that in the United States. Once I got over here, I kind of thought about it, Well, that's why time tells the truth. Time reveals all. And like I always say, just give them time and their hand shall be revealed. You're not going to get to know them and fall in love with them in 2 weeks. It's not going to happen. Now, you might get lucky. You might be stupid and meet him and go, wow, she's the greatest. Right? And in 2 weeks later, you guys are living together and you're always together all the time. You might get lucky. It might work. But chances are it's not. Because most Thai girls, if you start telling them, and I think Longhorns can confirm this, and a few other people here, go hopping, maybe even Gennaro, if you go into it and like 3 days in, you're like, oh, baby, I love you. They're going to be like, what? Most of them are going to be like, no, it's too fast. In fact, there would be when I first came here, there were a lot of girls. They go, can you help me understand why the Farang men they always fall in love quickly? I don't understand. I have men from here. He come from California. Oh, I don't know why. He tell me he loved me so much. He only know me 2 days. Especially if they're on the game. I mean, forget about it. I mean, you put yourself in their predicament or their position. Don't call it a predicament. Call it a position. In their job. Okay? You put yourself in their job. Hey, I need money. I need to rack up that dough because mama needs a new house and we need a new Buffalo. And I need to pay for the truck, and I got a motorcycle I got to make payments on. Baby, I need to make some bank. I need to stack that paper. And then you come along. Oh, I love you. You're like, okay, can you give me 50,000? You go back to America. Oh, I miss you. You give me 50,000 every month. Yeah, see, I don't have that kind of drama most of the time. I'm fortunate in that. I've had it a little here and there when, we were younger in the relationship when we first met, a little bit, but not anything like, some crazy chick who's, it's called the snapper effect. Yes. It's the triangle. The golden triangle effect. Oh my God. Listen, one of the best times that I ever had here when I first came over here was when I went hiking. I went hiking up in the hills of the Golden Triangle. And, I'm not going to get into it. I'd rather read this right here. Well, most working girls need money to pay for their rock star lifestyle of drinking, partying, everything. They only send 2%. Well, yeah, that's for the most part, that's true. I mean, I know some that they're good with it. They put quite a bit away or they send more away. But it really depends on the girl. And I think now they've wisened up. They've gotten a lot smarter over the years. Back in the day, it would be like they'd gamble all their money away. They'd drink it all away. Now I think they're a little bit smarter. And, it's a lot easier for guys to send them some quick cash. I mean, they can start up a YouTube channel and you can hit the join button right below the video window. You can start up a merchandise shop, or they can, and they can use the code FLM for Farang Lives Matter to save 20% off. You could become, I'm sure, I know that Thais can get PayPal. They can take payments from PayPal and they can have their own channel. They can start a Patreon. I don't know about the CASHAPP, whether they can use that. They can open up their own Amazon shop. There's a number of ways for them to make money besides just selling that ass. 2% my arse. Yeah, 2% is a little bit low. I keep subscribing to YouTube channels, but YouTube keeps canceling my subscriptions. Really? That's strange. The problem with YouTube is that they take too much money. Honestly, that's the problem. That is one of the things. If YouTube didn't take 35% or 33%, whatever it works out to, depends. I make 33% from what I make on YouTube, which is not a huge amount, but you know, it's a little bit. It adds up. And even Patreon takes a chunk. That's why I think, you know, aside from some countries with PayPal where the fees are as much as like 10%, a lot of time they're 3 to 5%, which YouTube is great because you get the money, boom, you want to transfer it. Usually you know, if I get money and it's a chunk of money, it's enough for me to go, okay, I'm going to transfer money. I'm not talking about, oh, I got 1,000 baht in there. No, you know, if I got like, you know, 20,000 baht sitting in the PayPal, then I go, all right, I'm going to transfer it now. It's free. It doesn't cost anything to transfer it. So you pay a little bit on the exchange. You know, you lose a little on the exchange. It's fine. But, you know, nowadays it's easy. I saw this one that I haven't used, and I don't know how good it is, and I don't know if anybody here uses it. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. And I don't know what the deal is with that either. So they got so many of them. I wish you just could have one. And it would say, we will send it to any one of the, if this guy pays with Apple Pay, it's going to go automatically to your account. It doesn't matter. And all you have to do is transfer it to your bank account. If he pays you with the Cash App, if he pays you with Patreon, all these will go into, instead of having to go, well, I'm going to transfer this and then this and then this and then this and then this. You know, it's much easier. It would be much easier. If a guy asks a Thai girl not to work or quit a job, then provide support. Wait a minute. If a guy asks a Thai girl not to work or quit a job or quit her job to travel, then should provide support or not in the beginning of the relationship? Well, if she's quitting her job for you, what do you know? I mean, you could make the case that, well, she wants to quit her job and go with me, you know, because she wants to go to this place, then that's her prerogative. But you know, if you want to be kind of understanding, you go, hey, you know, I got to give her a little something, you know. Carlos, take it easy, man. Have a good one and stay safe out there. Let me know if there's any changes going on. I love Apple Pay. I love Apple Pay, and I do like the Cash App. I know one guy who had a problem with it, but most of the time, the Cash App, I never have a problem with it. And the Cash App is, man, it's freaking fantastic. It's just as good as Apple Pay. I like it a lot. Those are, and I'm not talking about just to get paid for my YouTube or anything like that. I'm talking about if you want to send some money to somebody, or like, you know, hey, I'll send you $20, but I want to, you know, like, I'll send you $100. I want this pair of shorts, and I want this, and I want that, and that should, there's some extra in there that should be for the shipping, and you want them to get it right that minute. It's very easy to do it. You know, now a lot of times, you know, people, listen, just send it to me and I'll get it when I get it. I got the money. I know you're good for it. You know, that kind of thing. But not everybody can do that. So anyway, I don't know how we got on the subject of this, but this is a changing world. And I was thinking about it because I have this video that's supposed to go up today. I don't think I'm going to put it up because it's a bit too negative. And for all the problems that Thailand has, what I was thinking is that there are a huge number of positives. And while I know a lot of the positives, like, oh, they got beautiful beaches, and for guys who are single, oh, there's beautiful girls, and there's beautiful mountains, and there's jungle, and there's this, and there's that, and the transportation system is good. And technologically, they pretty much got their act together. They've really started to get it together. So, you know, I that's why I don't know if I'm going to put that video up, because I left those things out. And I think there are some other things too. I just would say 2 words for those people who want to come over right now, or who are thinking of moving here in the next, say, 6 months or something like that, next year. Tread carefully. Wait and see. There's another 3 words. So 5 words altogether. Tread carefully, wait and see. I just think that there are other places that you could go that are much more stable, And it depends on what you want out of the place and what the fit is. So I don't know what other news we have here. What is this now? The World Health Organization is sticking their nose into things again. Philippines has said that nobody from Thailand can come over. They're not allowing Thai people, anybody from Thailand, to come into the Philippines. So that's something else to think about. Germany and the EU. Now, Thailand is not on their safe list. You can't come in. Let's see here. It says, although the new virus is more infectious, the modes of transmission have not changed, so existing protocols can be tightened to control its spread. There's a big responsibility for the public to apply at least the basic measures to stop infections. If everyone can do this, we can break the train of transmission. But you're not going to break the train of transmission when you got people just deciding to go wherever they want to go all the time and they're leaving. Well, thank you very much there, Jimmy James. Every time I see that, I want to go, Jimmy James? Jimmy James, thank you very much. Appreciate that. That's high praise. Thank you. I think this is my 8th year. I think I started in January of 2014. I think. I have to look. I wanted to do some kind of, go back and get the best of, because I know there's a lot of videos that people have never seen. I got too many videos. I'd like to delete them all and just start all over again. As long as you could keep making the money from videos, but you could just delete them all or put them in private and then nobody could see them, but you won't make any money off them because it all adds up at the end of the day, But choke D to you, Jimmy James. Appreciate that. I thought I was going to get shut out for the day. I won't be streaming tomorrow, as I said. I've got a date with Mr. Longhorns. Yes, indeed, John S. Very slippery slope. When you got people that can't get into hospitals and they're dying on the street, and then people aren't picking them up for hours, how does that look? And everything, the thing is that Thais are very careful about how people view them, which is why they have this loss of face and save face and all that kind of thing. They want the perception to remain. They are a certain way. Think about something. How many times have people who have been here before, how many times have you asked a girl, you got a boyfriend? Oh, no boyfriend. No. No boyfriend. Now, maybe they don't have a boyfriend, but they're banging somebody. And you know why? They don't want to say, well, I've got this guy that I'm boning. I've got somebody. I'm not really single. They don't want to say that because they lose face. And with what's going on here, the perception from the rest of the world, I would think, is like, man, Thailand's really bad off. We all want to date you. No, you don't. You don't want no part of me, man. Listen, you want no part of me. I'll tell you that right now. When I first came here, I met this guy named Russell, and he was an older guy. I don't know how old, but he looked like, he drank a lot. He had, he was gray hair all over, big, tall, lanky guy. I didn't know him real well, but I said to him, hey man, you got yourself a girl. We were hanging out drinking. You got a girl here, or what's the deal? He's like, nah. I go, really? No, nobody? I said, not even like, you got some coming over, you got some on the roster or whatever. And he was like, no. I go, so what's up with that? He's like, let me tell you something. He goes, a lot of the girls here, they're really good girls. Even if they're, out selling their bodies or whatever. He goes, they're really good girls. He goes, I don't want anybody to deal with my shit. I don't want some girl to have to deal with me. I'm already screwed up enough. I'm going to put myself onto them. You know what I mean? It's like, I've been with my wife for more than 20 years. I don't even know, 22 years or something. She knows all about me. I don't have to worry about it. I'm comfortable. I know all about her. You know what I mean? I would not want some. Yeah, I would. I would not. I wouldn't want to have to start over again, man. I feel bad for the girl. You know, really. Where are we at here? We're gonna go. We got another 5 minutes. I would feel bad for the girl. I'd be like, yeah, you don't want none of this. Yeah, but I think you're so sweet. You're so cute and sweet. Oh, I think we could have something special. I'd be like, yeah, you would think that, but I don't think so, honey. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun. I killed 2 hours today. I hope I entertain you guys a little bit. Thank you, Jimmy James. You get the shout out of the day. Thank you for not allowing me to get shut out today. I'm not going to stream tomorrow, like I said, because I have the privilege of having Mr. Longhorns. We're going to take some photos. Hopefully, I need to put that pizza photo up. Got a couple of photos of Jono's Pizza. I'll put that up. You can see how good it is. I promise you, I'll put that up today on the community, in the community section. Cheers, das vidanya. And I'll put some photos up from tomorrow. You know, the wife's going to cook up a bunch of tasty Thai grub, and we're going to watch a fight, and then probably I'll stream on Monday, and I may stream all next week aside from Friday. Oh, aside from Tuesday. Shit, I got to get my shot on Tuesday. So if I don't stream on Wednesday, that means I'm probably either very sick from the second Sinovac, or that's the end of me. Kaput. All right, hey, please do me a favor. Leave a thumbs up. That would be very good. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not done so already. You don't have to click the notification bell, or you can if you want. Again, the code's down below, FLM. You save 20% off on all merch. If you're in the United States, it's really pretty inexpensive. So thank you very much. You won't make it Monday morning because you are predisposed. You are indisposed. You have a prior engagement. Yeah, everything's down in the description. So thank you very much. Really appreciate everybody watching. Jimmy James, take care. I'm going to try to figure out a few things to do that I can go out and do, and that I want to do as soon as things clear up a little. Although, if you listen to the Thai government, it's anywhere from 3 months to a year that things are going to get back to where you're not in lockdown. So hopefully things will get better before they get worse, but we'll see. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later. Choke D, Jerken Mai, Rawang, be careful. Rawang COVID, okay? Watch out for the COVID, and I'll talk to you guys later.